How you doing, Dave? How you doing, bud? How you doing, John?
Hi, buddy. Let's go. At this time, I'll call the meeting order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the agenda. So moved. Approval of the minutes of the regular August 15th meeting.
Motion.
Second.
For moving second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Persons requesting to be on agenda, William Dieter. Dave Hill.
Next.
You have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Bob. We're the only two people up there to represent residents of this township. First of all, I gotta make something, a positive comment. For the 1000th time I got stung, I finally went to an anaphylactic shock. No idea what it was. I guess I was pretty much near the end. Karen called 911, and they responded. Two of the most awesome EMT people showed up at the house. I couldn't even make it to the ambulance, they had to bring me in. And what IV me, whatever. Half of it I don't even remember. Going down to the hospital, and Alex was down there, my cousin, Alex Posen. Well, we got it straightened out, but I want to thank them. We took a contribution over with a thank you card to the EMTs because they were absolutely over the top, what professionals they are. And it proves 911 can't work when Blake isn't involved. But anyhow, here's another story. 31 years ago, I got hit by a drunk driver, 2 in the afternoon at Bank Vice President. They told my team I wasn't going to live. I was on the job. You know what? I learned how valuable life was. Something Rayho doesn't know. Her wants to shut everybody up. And that clown, Blake's trained hamster. And of course, Blake ignored my 911 calls. And by the way, Rayho, you can write this down. Your complaint with the disciplinary board of the state Supreme Court, I listed you and your co-conspirators. And you will also get a chance to represent their bogus stories during your federal depositions. Apparently, the misguided, unsupervised police department had a bogus failure last week. Blake was in on the conference, and I guess made a total fool out of himself because he's trying to complain that there was qualified immunity, which wasn't The traffic stop was illegal, the First Amendment violation, and of course, we promote people for that, the sergeant, but it didn't work, and it failed miserably. The other thing I have a problem with is, how does this clown go on a trip to New Orleans, unauthorized, at taxpayer expense, when he can't even handle my issues and my life-threatening issues in Upper Yoder Township? That's a problem. That's a problem for me. It's also a problem for a Monell claim that is easily solved in federal court. But he doesn't have any business going down to New Orleans playing a real cop, because he's not a real cop. And he's not a real commissioner, because he doesn't do anything except professional bootlicker. But I've had enough. And the other issue was that we had a situation with, how did that go down? There was a problem with my 911 information that he actually presented that was false. There were no records. He presented October 19th. I wrote your county records. A, you're not smart enough, Paul, to read the county records, nor did you have access to them. They were all actually transmitted to me. I've got them. I also got the 6 pages up for Yoder. This stuff's got to stop. It's going to stop. You already lost one. There's 2 more in the pipeline. And I guarantee it's not where I wanted to go. I want to call and get a police officer. I don't want to call and play games. September 2nd, 12:45 in the afternoon, on the 346 Meadow. You come up Meadow Drive down from Fender Lane by Potter Cemetery. It's a blind spot, especially if you're going 55, 60 miles an hour, as Barbie was in a Chrysler minivan, license plate David Charles Sierra, 5160, and she missed a kid, an 8-year-old kid, by about 20 feet. She slammed on her brakes, she skidded around, and then once she got around the kid, and she took off. I was going to call 911, but I know it's hit or miss with Pioli and that clown, yeah, you, Blake, and obviously I didn't want him harassing an 8-year-old girl about almost getting killed. So I witnessed it. So it's still going on. And we're talking about, oh, you don't know how to call a cop. Imagine somebody saying that. You call 911, you don't know how to call a cop. Bogus. Then you say, oh, the boys all at the townships or county says you didn't do anything. They failed to transmit. It was transmitted. He chose to not do it, basically because he was protecting the old Barbie under some kind of senior widow protection plan. But you're a clown as an attorney, and I guarantee you it's going to hit you. I guarantee you want to shut everybody up instead of doing the right thing, protecting me. Paul, you're too stupid to realize what you don't do. You are a clueless clown. Just keep licking his boots. Ed and Bob, thank you for everything you do. But unfortunately, I guess this is going to have to go to another court. I'm getting in line with John, but congratulations on losing that one, John. Clearly, unsupervised and total loss. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Ken Metzger,
Yes,
you have 5 minutes, Ken.
I was just asking or checking to see if what you all had done in the easement, was that all you're going to do, or?
John, maybe you can answer that. Or Sean, that what they did in the easement over in Irving, is that complete?
Are you done? I mean, is that it?
Yeah, I believe that's all we're
I mean, that was worthless. You know, they dug a trench a bucket wide along the property line, maybe plus or minus, and it's still about at least a foot higher than my yard, and there's not going to collect any water whatsoever until it ponds in my yard at least a foot and goes, 30 or 40 feet into my backyard. I have a question for you, Ed. You were there a while back. My neighbor called me. I wasn't home. My wife wasn't home. You parked in our driveway, and she called and said, were we having any work done? I said, no, you were there to check grades. And did you check any grades?
Yeah, I went to the low spot, and that catch basin was about 3.5, 4 inches higher than your lowest spot in your yard.
No, it's more than that.
Well, I had my laser, so.
Well,
Yeah,
what I'm
but
going to do
you can't go any lower there, Kenny, because how the hell is that water going to flow uphill?
The inlet's at least a foot higher than it was supposed to be put in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get that survey, and I'm going to compare it to what was supposed to be put in, and I'm going to show you how the easement has been changed. See, I talked to my grass guy, Norm Schaefer. He'll be my star witness, because he's been cutting the grass there for 5 or 6 or 7 years. And, you know, he said that, you know, everything's been changed. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I lost 2 trees. It cost me $1,200 to have the trees taken down. I lost my privacy and the noise barrier that provided. And you killed the trees because you
I don't think we killed the trees.
Yes, you did. You filled over top of the roots and the crown of the trees. Period. And I'll get
Those trees were those trees on your property?
They were on the property line, I'm sure.
Well, they did not go on your property, other than at one time.
You didn't plant them.
I know we didn't plant them. They're probably 60 years old.
No, they're not 60 years old.
I bet they were.
No, my house isn't 60 years old. So, well, I have a couple other things here.
There's a lot of dead pine trees over there.
So you check the grades and you think it's a little bit lower. So you've been there twice now. So you've acknowledged that there was a problem first. You tried something that didn't work. Now you tried something else, and I can tell you right now that's not going to work. You removed one stump. The other stump needs to come out. And you called me on July 19th at 9:29, and you said I was going to get a letter. You were going to send me a letter from Edie's. I want a copy of that letter.
Are we, okay, right there, you have it?
You want it?
Yes, sir. I'm going to use it in my lawsuit. I mean, you know, this is just, I've had it. I mean, it's been significantly altered from the way it was, okay? That the line wasn't put in the way it was supposed to be put in, period.
Well, number one, that bowl in your yard doesn't help.
Ed,
That bowl in your water does not flow up okay. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Doesn't flow.
The easement was lower. I have pictures that show the water laying against the berm that used to be across on the other side, on the Goucher Street side of that. You filled it all in, and then it probably went over top of it.
Is that the case, John?
It might be filled up a little bit, but not nothing drastic.
Well, I had a survey, and I gave you copies of that already. When I first bought the property, I had my whole property survey, and they took elevations. And it clearly showed that my backyard sloped into the easement. Now it slopes the other way. Okay, there's no question about that. Kyle was out there a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. It said that you guys were gonna cut that back down. If you're not gonna do that, you're not gonna fix the problem. So if this is it, then I'll just move forward with the lawsuit, because I gotta get it fixed. I mean, we wanted to sell our house this year. My property's unmarketable now. I have a swamp in the backyard that I never had before. Never. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's not right that, like I said, a simple survey, you could have these guys do it. If I do it, I'm gonna charge you back for that. I mean, I'm not gonna do it for free. But I'll get another surveyor, and I'll have it done.
You charged us to design that project at the beginning, didn't you?
It wasn't put in according to the design.
But you charged the township to design that project.
It wasn't put in according to the design, and I'll show you that too, 100%. We took a profile along that storm sewer line. There is no way that through my backyard that those elevations are the same. It's at least a foot higher. Like I said, there was a berm across the other side on the Goucher Street side, and part of it is still there on the lower part. You can see where the berm was. It's completely gone. I mean, you filled in across my neighbor's trees, and they died too. They cut them down. So like I said, we lost a complete property, a screening, and a noise barrier, because the vehicles coming up out of the Kepler dip, I mean, it's like they're in my backyard now. That's how I hear them, because those trees aren't there to deaden the sound. And there's just the lake we have. I mean, I've shown, how many pictures have I provided of the lake in my backyard? I just sent you more with the request to be on the agenda tonight. Did you print those out?
That one right here, that water's mine.
I mean, it's not a couple feet, it's
Yeah,
20 or 30 feet.
Here's the catch basin.
There's no way that what you, in the French drain or whatever you put in is gonna work. It's still way higher than my backyard.
Huh? Well, look at that catch basin.
needs to be from,
Or regraded,
it
right?
needs to be regraded, the
Great.
easements, all the way from one end of my property to the other. I mean, if I'm gonna sue, I'm coming for damages for what you've done with the trees and everything else. I mean, it's not gonna be a cheap, you know,
It is what it is.
and then and you'll still have to fix it. Like, you know, I guarantee you that, you know, they're gonna.
It is what it is,
fix
Kenny.
I know what it
You know what I
is.
mean?
I
I
know
don't
what
get
it is.
excited. I
Well,
don't get
I mean,
excited for stuff.
I'm not either, Ed, I'm just gonna get it fixed, and if I have to sue you, I will.
Talk about it. We'll talk about it and we'll get back to you.
When?
When we're done talking about it, we'll see what we come up
When
with.
are you gonna talk about it? Today?
Yeah.
I'll wait then.
No, we're gonna talk with the road foreman after the meeting. We're not gonna make a decision probably tonight, but we're gonna discuss it.
So this is September, now we're into October, and I've, you know, lost another season, or, you know, so you went, you know, I'm gonna get it surveyed, and I'll show you how bad, you know, how much the elevations have been changed.
Okay, why don't you do that, then bring that to us.
Well, I'm gonna send you the bill too for that. And you could easily have your engineer check that. Compare it to the plan that you have, and you'll see how bad it is.
Gonna do that now?
Yeah, we can do that. Does the township have a copy of the plans, the design plans?
They should, I would think. They should have them.
I mean, you know, I wasn't gonna go much further, but, you know, I sent pictures and I asked you and Bob and Cal if that was it, and I got a smart ass response. Maybe I should sue the engineer. You know, you paid Grimaldi to do that job. Grimaldi didn't step 1 foot on that project. It was illegally sublet to Aircod Construction. You paid Grimaldi, you never approved Aircod as a sub or a sub, you know, contractor for that project. I mean, and it was a disaster from the start. They filled in my backyard with slag. because it was
I
wet.
can't honestly answer that, Kenny.
Well, you checked your minutes, I already did. You didn't approve Derricott to do the work, and that's who did the work. It wasn't Grimaldi, who you paid.
I think I asked John that, he said he was there.
He was not.
Well, I'm just telling you what he told me.
Well, we'll put him on the stand too, with Derricott, and, you know, and then I have pictures, I mean, you know.
It's how you handle it. Get with him and see what the, you know, what. Okay, is that it?
That's it.
All right. Anybody else under public participation? Good, Rick?
Thank you. I am here to ask for help with runoff along my property line on Shady Oak Drive. Starts up at Zimmerman's property, and as the street goes downhill, the water picks up speed. Every time it rains, every time there's heavy storms, the water comes into my yard, virtually the whole length of my yard. I have a gully that's been eroded all the way from the top of the street all the way down to almost the stop sign at Pinecrest and Shady Oak. I'm asking the township to put in some drain pipe and drain boxes to keep the water from the road, from going into my yard. And I'd like to be able to get my yard fixed up, the erosion cleared up, and get my yard landscaped so that it looks half decent. I too used to have pine trees along the one side of my yard, the west side, and the water killed them. I just had to have a hickory tree taken down last year because it died from water saturation. So it's bad, and I also want to get a driveway drain installed. Do I need a permit to do that? Or can I hire a contractor to do that? Because the water comes down the street and
Well,
turns down the street, across my driveway, down into the lower part of my yard.
Yeah.
And it's like it turns into a swamp all the time. So I need help. And also, Diane Garman, who lives up the street diagonal from me.
Okay.
It starts on her property also. She's had erosion so bad they couldn't even get their car in her driveway. They have a gravel driveway, and the water just erodes all of her gravel. She's paid out of her pocket to put in gravel several times. And then also on that west side of the road, it goes from Garman's place down to almost a corner again. The road crews have been out there many times shoveling gravel and mud off the road to clear it out, branches and debris. That's a definite problem, and I'm not speaking for her. She couldn't come tonight because she has kids. But I just wanted to let you know that the problem is bad on both sides of the road. Because it's sort of crowned and it just goes right off into the yard. I've got gravel and all kinds of stuff. It's mud. It's just a terrible situation. I put up with it for a long time, and I'd like to get it taken care of.
Sean, you wanna get with Rick, and, John knows where he lives. And look at that situation, you know, see if I get some pipe in there or whatever. We can do to help out. So we need to do. Cause that's all it's gonna do is eat the edge of the road away
It's already
and break the
doing that.
road off, and everything else.
It is doing that on the other side, the west side of the road.
Yeah.
The underlayment or whatever.
Right.
It's just,
It undermines it.
yeah,
And the trucks come up there in the winter and it breaks off, so isn't it?
yeah, it's bad on both sides.
Okay, all right, Sean will get your number and stuff, Rick, and he can get a hold of you.
Okay.
Anybody else under public participation? Karen?
Hi. I heard that you folks were looking at, you were getting grants and what to do with grant money. I had a suggestion, the streetlights on Meadow, they're really dim. Have you thought about going to LED solar?
We just talked about that.
Probably about 8 years ago, we had a company come in, and they were supposed to write up a proposal for us. And they came in for the information and never got back to us, to do all the Penelec lights.
Is that something you can revisit?
We talked a little bit about that this evening.
Oh.
Already prior to coming here, and it's something that we can look into through Penelec.
All
I
right.
thought Penelec and some of the municipalities, they were upgrading all the lights to LEDs.
I was told from Penelec, if a light burns out, they're putting the new ones in,
Oh, okay.
With LED.
LEDs, but I haven't seen any in our area.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else under public participation?
Yeah, I'd like to speak for a few minutes, if you don't mind. And I should be able to speak for a good long time, since we spoke for about, we're going on, it's 20 minutes just about drainage. So, okay. I've been coming to these meetings for a year. And, for some reason, let me start off with this. I actually owe you guys all an apology, and the apology is for me walking into this room a year ago knowing I would be fully right that you wouldn't listen to a word I said. So, hey, Paul, could you do me a favor at least look at what I'm saying here? Do you mind? Could you? Okay. I'm going to get, you too, Dave, I'm going to give you guys all a lesson here, okay? And what happens if you actually listen to somebody, okay? You don't stonewall them, okay? You don't yell back and forth at them, okay? So, I've been saying this for the past year, okay? And actually, I've known this for over a year, but I'm glad he's in the room. Your police chief is not good. You don't have a good police chief, okay? You don't, all right? When somebody goes to him and they say, look, we're witnessing crimes, we're witnessing something happening, okay? He will say he has officer discretion, okay? And he won't do something for some people, but he will do things to other people. And I have proof of that, okay? And I have actually vindication from a recently settled lawsuit, okay? So I came to you guys in September because my truck was stolen, okay, by a police officer who has now resigned from your force. Correct? Officer Novotny no longer works here. Correct? Is that correct? Thank you for acknowledging me. Okay, he no longer works here. Okay, for whatever reason. Okay, but he pulled me over outside of his jurisdiction. Okay, based on the fact that he let him do that. Okay. After Officer Novotny pulled me over, okay, outside of his jurisdiction for doing that, flipping off a cop. Hey, John, look at me. Look at my finger. See it? Do you see it? I'm flipping you off, okay? Hey, John, fuck you, okay? I can do that because it's a protected First Amendment right, okay? I can do that in Lower Yoder Township. I can do that in Upper Yoder Township. I can do that in Brownstown. I can do that in Westmont. I can do that in Southmont. I can do that anywhere I want to, okay? Now, I understand you're so upset because I did that, okay? But listen, you don't want to listen to me now because I did that. Why? Okay? I came in here and the reason I apologize is because I said I knew you weren't going to be reasonable and listen to me. I have heard from how many people in the community how reasonable the Upper Yoder Township supervisors are, but you aren't. For the past year, I've been trying to point out that you guys have a bad police chief, okay? So when I came to file a complaint about Officer Novotny pulling me over outside of his jurisdiction, okay, he wrote me a ticket for parking in a handicap spot with my blind mother, whose placard it is, in the vehicle. Okay, he doesn't like me, and that's First Amendment retaliation because he used my video in court. Okay, now we also have a magistrate who's in on it. Okay, who he goes over and goes, please find him guilty. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward and give you. I'll cut through some details. Okay. Officer Novotny would not have been given qualified immunity. Do you guys know what qualified immunity is? Have Dave Rahill explain to you what qualified immunity is, okay? Right? That was settled, okay? That was settled the other day, okay? And what I'm trying to tell you guys is that first, I'm trying to tell you that you have a bad cop, okay? And you guys need a better police chief, okay? Because you said and his boss and Shahady said, okay, go ahead and sue us if you don't like it. Well, I did. Okay, and I suggest to you, buddy, please, you need my attorney's name, I'll give it to you. He's a great dude, okay, and he'll take care of you, okay? Why are you laughing about it, Ed?
I'll smile.
Who the
Who the hell do you think you are? Tell me what to do.
Who the hell do I think I am?
I'll smile if I want to smile.
I'm a citizen, and this is my time to speak.
I'll smile if I want.
Actually, right now, you're a supervisor, okay, so could I please have my time uninterrupted?
Keep running your mouth. Come on, let's go.
Keep running my mouth.
Keep talking. Let's go.
Look, I understand you're a hothead, okay, and and you're kind of a dick, okay, and you shouldn't be an elected official if you're going to react to a citizen, okay. I have every right to be a dick, okay. You know why? Because I'm a private citizen. I'm under no obligation to be anything to you, okay, Ed. Okay, so you won't apologize to me for having me arrested, okay? That young cop is going to lose his career because I'm going to sue him too, okay? Bob, thanks for at least listening to me, okay? You've sat here and listened to every word I've said. He doesn't. You do, but he doesn't. Okay, these two are here. These two are having a conversation. He's laughing about it. Okay, like I'm trying about Blake. I'm trying to help you guys. Okay, because look, it's already cost their little civil rights slush fund that they pay into. Okay, a lot of money. Okay. And the next one, okay, I don't think we're going to have mediation about him having me arrested and all the Sunshine Law violations. Definitely not for the 4 police officers who arrested me that night. I don't think we're going to have mediation. I don't think we're going to settle. I think we're going to go to a jury. Okay, and I really don't even care if I get any money out of that one. I'll do it for the principal. Okay, this is not right. Okay, you were elected officials who if somebody comes to you about drainage, listen to them and do what they ask you to do. Okay, it's not your money. You guys control all this money and all these taxes, okay? If he comes to you and says, look, you people fucked up my yard, fix it. It's just that simple, okay? If I come to you and say, look, you have a bad police chief who harasses people, okay? Thank God Novotny didn't drag me out of the truck because he wanted to. Thank God Officer Dowdell from West Hills came over. Thank God it was him, okay? You all saw the video. The look in Novotny's eyes, he wanted to kill me that night, okay? And you people have the audacity to have 4 police officers surround me over a camera? Over a camera! Do you realize how ridiculous? Okay, you guys paint me out to be the asshole, but how ridiculous has all this shit been? Huh? Month after month, I will keep coming in here and making a mockery of your bullshit. okay? Until you do the right fucking thing. It's just that simple. And the right thing would be to say, look, you know what? I shouldn't have had you arrested for you not standing up for the pledge. I'm a veteran and you pissed me off and you hurt my feelings. You won't come to me as a man? What's that?
That was not the reason.
What was the reason then?
We're videoing this in the front here. We said to go in the back.
Well, you don't...
I asked you, I'm going to ask you one time, would you go to the back? You said no. That's when you were removed.
Do you understand that you don't have that authority? You don't...
You're 5 minutes.
Well, you know what? They had all this fucking time, so I'm going to keep talking.
5 minutes.
Okay, no, they had way more than 5. They had way more than 5 minutes. How much? You want me to look at the clock? I watched him. He had 14 minutes with you two bantered back and forth, okay? I understand you don't want to hear what I have to say. Yeah, I have a clock going right here. I understand you don't want to hear what I have to say. If you would just listen to what I have to say, maybe I would cool off with my attitude a little bit and we could get past this. Did you ever think about that? Did you ever? Okay, because I am a pretty reasonable person, okay? But you coming at me thinking that you can tell me what the fuck to do in this room. This is a public room. It might be a limited form according to the First Amendment, but still, okay? The ordinance says to is not obstruct the view of anybody else. You didn't even read your own resolution that you passed, okay? So seriously, okay, you have me arrested tonight for it. I dare you. I double dare you to have me arrested for videoing you right now. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Approval of reports, Secretary Income Payroll.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second it. Probably moving second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Total approval of the general fund bills. A total amount of $55,820.08.
Second.
Probably moving second, all in favor? Aye. Please roll call.
Paul.
Yes.
Sue. Ed.
Aye.
Bob.
Okay, approval of other fund expenditures in the total amount of $93,542.05.
Motion approved.
Second, probably moving second, all in favor? Aye. Please roll call.
Bob.
Aye.
Ed.
Aye.
Sue.
Aye.
Paul.
Engineers report.
So we're working with the funding agency to finalize all the closeout documents for the playground. Once we're done with that, then the remaining 10% of the grant money will be released to the township. The MS4 annual status report, we have that ready to go. We just need a signature on it. And then we talked about the local share account grants last meeting, and it was discussed at the authority meeting on Monday about pursuing a potential joint grant application between the township and the sewer authority. It would be to purchase a water jetter and a vacuum trailer. This can be used by both the sewer authority and the road department for the township to clean storm drains and sanitary lines. That's about all I had, just to see if the board would be open to pursuing a joint grant application.
You guys think?
Yeah. I'll make a motion, we pursue that.
Second.
Probably moving second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. That all, Kyle?
Yes.
Thank you. Unfinished,
His name's Chase.
Chase.
He still answers.
Been called worse, hasn't it?
Unfinished business comprehensive plan.
We've been approached, we've been active working with Westmont, Brownstown, Southmont, and Lower Yoder to work together on a multi-municipal implemental comprehensive plan, and that we've been asked by the Cambria County Planning Commission to sign a resolution to approve to move forward with this process, and I'd like to make a motion that we do that.
No, there's no out-of-pocket expense up front, correct? At all?
Correct.
None. And we can back out at any time.
Correct.
I'll second that.
All right, moving second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, zoning, solar ordinance changes, property maintenance code.
I think we're waiting to hear back from the
Yeah.
county. He submitted to the county, we're waiting to hear back from the county.
So we're gonna table it.
Generator system.
I'm continuing to research the funding sources that are available besides LSA grants. That's it.
So we'll table that then. Energy audit.
Okay, the LED lights, you had asked at the last meeting to get a second proposal, which we did, and, I'd like to propose that, do I list, like, say, what all do I list on what one was versus the other? On the bids?
Yeah.
Okay, we received a bid for, do I say who they're from?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I need to know this thing. Okay, Barclay Electric, gave us a bid of $9,720 to do LED light for, install them in all three, businesses here, the Township, the Police Department, and the Magistrate's Office. And Tersic Electric had a bid of, after reimbursement from Penelec, would have been $15,085.12. We have an estimated savings based on square footage of $2,733 per year with LED lights instead of what we currently have. In 3.5 years, yes, we will recoup the costs. I'd like to make a motion that we accept the $9,720 bid and have them installed.
I'll second it.
Thank you.
Second, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, stormwater drainage, that's gonna be between Chase and Candy will get together. Amusement tax.
I circulated some information with everybody that I got from PSAT, so I think we need some additional time to review.
Okay, and I think Kyle wanted to look at that.
Yeah, exactly.
Police cruiser.
Nothing.
Pension service credit for the police department. Okay. Box truck, sewer authority.
We come to an agreement yet?
Yeah, I thought we were gonna do that, you give them the box truck.
Okay, is that a motion? Turn it over?
That's what we agreed upon, I mean.
That's what you're talking about, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Do we need a motion?
Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we turn that box truck over that we have to the sewer authority for their use.
I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? PA CCD grant.
PCCD grant?
What,
Yeah, PC.
We don't have anything.
do what?
We don't have anything.
Okay. Okay. Dave, you have anything?
No.
Bob?
No.
I don't have anything. Sue?
No.
Paul?
I'd like to make a motion that we purchase 6 tasers on at $28,500 for the police department.
That is over
5 years.
a 5-year.
How much a year, John? 5?
It's between 5 and 6, it fluctuates, but it's between 5 and 6 each year.
I second it.
For a move second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Is that all?
I'm checking my list here, yes.
Okay. Sean, do you have anything?
No.
John?
I just want to correct the record that the township has never paid for me to go to New Orleans, ever.
Okay. Under new business approval, Cambria County Transit Authority local match, 6% increase. Huh?
We have to, that's a
That's just a
yearly
formality.
thing. We just need to make a motion on that, right, Dave?
Yes.
I'll make a motion that match a 6% increase. It'll be $11,025.57.
This is 5%.
So 6, yeah.
I read the letter, so, okay.
Have a second on it?
Second.
Move a second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Disbursement of 2024 Commonwealth State Aid Volunteer Fire Relief Association allocation.
I'll make that motion. It's 26,000.
522.02.
Move a second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Schedule to approve advertisement of 2025 budget workshop. We usually meet an hour before each meeting. That's what we've done for years now.
Okay.
An hour before the next meeting. Y'all make that motion.
Second.
Move a second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Pension plans principal.
Okay, would like to review our pension plans with principal and meet with the designated manager of the funds. And we wanted to make sure that that was on the record. We're working through with them and their schedules and ours.
Question, Dave. How can we all meet with them if they come in? Okay, okay.
Motion,
No, I don't think, I don't need to make a motion, I just wanted, that was for information that it's on the record,
okay.
that we're working on that.
Accounting, Barnes and Sally.
That's related to, some questions that came up on making sure that all of our past audits prior to the current secretarial staff that were in charge were all complete. And prior, with a few years ago, we'd like to work with Barnes and Sally on that. And just is probably for information right now until we're certain on how much we may have to spend to correct the books.
Okay, so that's just information. Okay, LSA, we already did that about the sewer general fact. Certificate of deposit.
Okay, Slovenian Savings and Loan, we have the CD that we did, entered into 7 months ago, came due on 9/16. We have 7 days to rescind it. I'd like to make a motion that we move forward on it since we're offered a rate of 4.5%, and we are aware that rates are going down. We currently made $1,153.08 on the interest, and the jumbo rollover rate is 4.5%.
What's the term of that?
7 months,
7 months
again,
ago.
unless you want to go with a 13-month, and that's 4.125%, with a compounded yield of 4.168% over 13 months.
Let's just do the 7 months.
Is that a motion, Sue?
Yes, it is.
I'll second.
I move second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Education training.
If anybody wanted to go to the fall forum, we need to get the reservations in. That's the one at the Blair County Convention Center. It's for supervisors, staff.
That's in October.
Does that require closing the office?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
How many people would go?
That's what we need to know.
I know, I'm not going.
I'm off.
It's not possible. Are any secretarial staff interested?
Somebody get back to me about it.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
Okay.
2024 trick or treat date for Township. She's usually 31st, right,
Mr.
October?
Mr. Wrights, do you know when trick or treat is?
Usually, lately it's been the 31st.
That's,
Right, with Halloween night or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, Thursday night.
that's a
Thursday
Tuesday.
night?
It's a Tuesday.
It's a Thursday.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was looking at September.
So that, we're gonna set for that 31st, that motion?
That's a motion.
Second.
Okay, second, all in favor? Aye. Any other correspondence?
Just to clarify, that's 6 PM. Trick or treat starts at
6
6 PM.
6 p.m. 6 to 8 p.m. 6 to 8 p.m.?
Usually.
Okay, nothing on the correspondence. We're going to adjourn into executive session and not reconvene.